2017. Sucks a bag of dicks. Trolled a bag of dicks.
Living the life in 2017.
All right, shut your gobs. Welcome. Thank you for joining another episode.
He's a vulgar man.
Shut your mouth. This is my intro.
Well, your intro's not going to happen tonight.
Oh, shut your goddamn mouth. Mute him. Anyway.
You've been muted, bitch.
Thank you.
I had to shut up if they keep talking.
Welcome to the Blunderbuss Special. My name is Bob. Is with me is the illustrious Nate.
How's it going?
And now you may unmute him.
Yeah, I already did.
Okay. With us is Roger and
sack of shit.
Wendy. And they are... this is part of our series of October episodes of paranormal experiences. And Roger and Wendy, they've had a lot of... they've gone out in paranormal investigations, and they're going to tell some more stories. Roger, like you were saying last show, you've been out to a lot of jobs, and of course you've had some not so spiritual adventures, and some ones that are kind of like in the last show we had some recordings. But you're also saying about the home you live in now, which used to be, I believe you said it used to be your father's home.
Yes, my father's home. And before we get into that, though, I want to ask Wendy real quick, because she wasn't here earlier. But, babe, remember when we went to that dude's house and he had a bunch of vodka bottles everywhere?
I don't remember the vodka bottles. I remember the harpoon guy. Yeah.
The harpoon guy.
That's how I call him. That's his nickname forever. And it scared me. I thought we were going to die.
Yeah.
Oh, he was going to eat y'all.
I was like...
He was going to turn you on to tamales.
The harpoon came out from nowhere.
Who put that there? What?
We're in the middle of nowhere in a person's house. I don't even think we told anybody where we were going. So we wouldn't have... they wouldn't have found us.
Y'all would have ended up like creepy lamps just somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Like you're weird, like you're going to end up as a futon pillow or something.
Futon.
It was
it's like, what have you?
Scary.
I became a futon.
It's not a futon, it's a futon.
But is that the same person you're talking about?
Yeah. He had bottles of McCormick's vodka you remember, with the Christmas decorations? We don't remember?
I think I was just more focused on like where he was at all times.
It was weird.
Don't drink McCormick's to turn you into that guy.
Pickle yourself. Make good spices. Like a vodka.
Become a wicked pickle.
So,
quiz.
Roger, I guess, like, how long have you actually like lived in this house?
Well, basically from about 1985 or 86, we moved here from a few blocks down. My dad bought the property and built the house, my dad was here. I mean, my dad was 80 years old when he passed away, but me and Wendy had started living at her old house that she was renting out. That's where we lived at before, and but this house we've been in permanently. We've been in for a little over 2 years.
2.5 years now.
2.5 years. And but before then, of course, we'd come and go because it's my dad's house, and so we've had some interesting experiences here before he passed away, and there's a few weird things that have happened after he passed away. And then if Wendy doesn't remember, I'll jog her memory.
I remember now.
Okay.
I was just kind of focused on our time here in the last 2 years, but I remember when your dad was alive.
Yeah.
It's also drinking.
Oh, was that drinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all kind of drinking.
All right, so
Wendy showed up. Already been drinking.
Oh, lots of wind. Cover the mics.
Ambiance.
Anyway.
We're outside, so there's lots of wind.
Southside.
Southside.
I don't smell any tamales, man. What the fuck?
They're there. My dad made awesome tamales. Cover the wind.
Sort of.
I mean, the wind's starting to pick up, so we might have to do this.
Kind of goofy.
We'll continue, so we're not like just covering the mics on like recording. We might as well just have the wind blowing over it. But
yeah.
But anyway, like say like what's the first time you actually saw something kind of weird?
Well, when there was a time where me and Wendy, I kind of started feeling kind of weird about stuff, and I had told Wendy, we should probably go visit my dad more. I feel weird. Something doesn't feel right. And this was way before he passed away, and so we decided to come hang out with my dad. And we were sitting in the kitchen, and it was not a real long table, but he sat with his back towards the window. The kitchen basically faces the front yard, and he sat with his back towards those double windows, with his back towards those windows, and I sat in front of him to his right, and then Wendy literally sat across long ways.
At the other end of the table.
At the other end of the table.
It was just a standard 6-person table.
Yeah. And so we were just sitting there hanging out, probably drinking a couple of beers and just talking about whatever. And I look out behind my dad, and right behind the kitchen, on the other side of the kitchen window, there's a porch and some metal rails. So if you can see right there.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, there's the rails, looking outside. And then I see something black and triangular shaped kind of flutter and come down, and just this black something mass go behind the rails, and then go towards the front, the middle area of the front of the yard. And I was like, what? I didn't know what it was. I was just freaking out, but I saw it. And I turned and I looked at Wendy, and she was looking outside, and her eyes were wide open, and she looked like if she had just seen something. And I said, Wendy, what did you see? Did you see something? What did you see?
So since I was facing the windows, I got a pretty clear picture of everything. Of course, I was talking to his dad, facing his dad, then facing Roger, but all the while, the windows were in my direct line of sight. Mm-hmm. And what it sounds really crazy, but what I saw was it was completely black. It was like the shape of a man. I feel crazy telling this
just keep going.
It sounds bizarre, but body of a man. Walking from my left to the right, left to right, walking across, silhouette, and the head was like the shape of a dog. It was it was really creepy. I saw it in an instant, but I saw it clear, very, very clear. And I was very certain. There was no ifs. Did I see something? My mind's playing tricks on me. No, I saw it, and it was just a quick moment, and it was gone. And I couldn't see it anymore. But it took steps across the window. Really big.
Like human sized or
bigger, got human sized, but maybe 7 feet.
And she
really
said it had little pointy ears and a snout.
Silhouette of a dog, almost like the Egyptian
a jackal.
Yes, kind of like that. You know what I'm?
Yeah, Anubis. Like Anubis.
Yeah, Anubis.
Exactly, just like that.
Well, what happened after that?
I just nothing. I mean, it was during the day. It was the middle of the day. There was no question about if I saw it. I was just kind of trying to piece together,
process it. Yeah.
What did I just see?
And I was like, I saw when Wendy saw. I said, "What do you see?" She said, "I saw something black, a shadow, something move." And I said, "I did too." And then we came back outside and came out the door, and there was a bunch of blackbirds, like the crows, like 3 or 4 of them in the driveway right in front of the house, just kind of hanging out. And I guess we kind of thought it was an omen, like something bad is there, something bad is happening, or we need to do something different. Like for me, it felt like, oh man, I need to spend more time with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
it definitely didn't feel positive.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah,
it was negative.
And
because you can kind of sense those things sometimes. You know when something is bad or good.
Yeah.
You just have that.
That's sixth sense, I guess you could say, or yeah.
Exactly.
So that was that one experience, and
and that was before your father passed away, right?
That was at least a year before my dad passed away. And you know, and I thought about, you know what, when I was growing up, when I was younger, I remember seeing things in the yard. Like, I remember one time I was, again, kind of in the same area, but on the outside, like right in front of the kitchen, playing or whatever, and looking out towards the center of the yard, like right here, like we're outside right now. So Nate's right in front of the orange tree. So right behind the orange tree, almost towards the center of the driveway.
Yeah, where you got your truck right now?
Where my truck is at. I just remember seeing, like, this figure, like, shoulders, the top of the legs, but not really a head, but I could see that there was probably a head, but I knew the shoulders, like just a torso, just take some steps, walk through the yard, and then disappear, and it was gone. And it was during the summer. I was outside playing, and I just remember seeing that. It was really odd, and that and those are that's just like a few little things that I remember. But this like we grew up here. Me and my brother grew up here, but it's always had some weirdness to it, man. Like I can't really explain what it is. But another thing that occurred here was these next few things. Actually, when my father did pass away, and it was a few weeks after he had passed away, and things, we were just kind of here. My brother-in-law was staying with us, Wendy's brother Wes, and his girlfriend, before they had their baby or whatever. And we were just in the house, whatever. We had just gotten home, and we were talking to Wes, and Wes said, "Hey, the microwave turned on by itself." Like, what? What do you mean? It just turned on by itself? The microwave turned on by itself. And I was like, "Shut up, really?" He was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "How was it? I mean, did you have food in there? Did you leave food in there? What were you doing?" "No, there's nothing in the microwave." And it turned on by itself, and it stayed on for a few seconds, and it stopped, and then it turned off. Like, nothing like that has ever happened. It's an old microwave, but like nothing like that has ever happened. It was just so bizarre, and he saw it happen. So when I was in college, and a lot of different things would happen too. Like, I would smell flour, because she always made tortillas, and I'd smell flour, or just all these different little things. And I don't necessarily think most of it is bad, but I think maybe they try to communicate. They try to say, "Hey, everything's okay," but that was a few things, and I don't think anything really I ever correlated with my dad when he passed away. Like, oh, it's my dad, he's haunting us. Oh,
Yeah.
But just a lot of strange little things.
I did see him once.
Oh yeah, Wendy did.
It was shortly after. Maybe about. It was July when he passed, so it was cold.
July this year?
It was July
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Oh, wow.
And then, so it must have been November or December, because
Wait,
it was already cold.
Is this going to be 3 years now?
2. We just hit 2 years. July 27th.
July, okay.
I was actually right here where we're sitting outside, and I don't think y'all had ever been here before, but
No, we've only been over
last time,
yeah.
right? Okay.
Well, yeah, that time, yeah, for your birthday, yeah.
So, his dad had little gardens all over the yard, and there was one specifically right here in front of his truck against the fence. He had tomatoes, like the whole little the bed, the rails. He had things to help the tomato plants grow. Everything was right there, and we had actually cleared it out. Everything had died. So at that, I think we had just finished clearing it out, and I was here. It must have been maybe 8 o'clock. I was cleaning up out here, sweeping or doing something, watering plants, or I don't know. But for a moment, I look up, and I'm right on the other side of the avocado tree. In a split second, I saw him, and it looked like he was like tending to his garden. It was just a moment. It was a silhouette. It didn't seem totally solid, but it was him. It was him, blue shirt. I don't remember the bottom. I just saw the side of him facing down, kind of messing with something. And I started crying.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't bad, but it was really emotional.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. But
yeah, my dad was
nice to see him here, I guess.
He was a really great man. And but and dude, it's weird. Like, I guess it ties into, is it paranormal or is it coincidence? I don't know. I think some stuff is just not coincidence, man. Every time I need to fix something, up until we really started trying to clean out the garage area and all the stuff that he had out here that we had to get rid of, like all this material, like metal and wood and lumber and whatever shit he was like hoarding, right?
Yeah.
But every time I needed something, I would just be like, all right, I got to fix something at the house, and I'm going to go, it's there. It's going to be there. And I'd go find it. I'd just walk into the back area, into the garage, and sure enough, I'd find exactly what I needed to fix what had to be fixed. Multiple times, man. Like, I can't count on my hands how many times, even if it's just the littlest thing. Oh, I need this. I need to get this. Man, everything was there for me to take care of what I need to take care of. And even sometimes to this day, like, I'll be like, oh man, I need this part, I need this piece, and sure enough, there it is. Just right there. I just gotta look a little bit and I'll find it.
That's crazy.
It could be because my dad was resourceful and he just kept everything, or would look at something and be like, yeah, I need that watermelon de-seed or whatever. He'd go and get it and he'd have it,
Everything you could think of, he had 5.
That's that's nuts. I get it. I totally get it. It's like, you go to Home Depot and it's like, yeah, I need the flapper valve for a toilet, and they got the 3-pack, and it's like, yeah, I'll pick up that 3-pack and shit. Yeah, of course you're going to need it because we got fucking hard water from hell down here. Shit, so yeah, it's going to fuck him up. So yeah.
So it was always something that you could use, and
I'm not really sure. It's hard to think about what I saw, because sometimes you think, is it residual images, memories? Like, had I seen him there when he was alive, and my mind just told me, he's there.
Kind of like an afterthought,
right,
kind of, yeah.
Right. I don't know. I don't really know what to make of it, but I do know that when you see something, you see something. And a professor of mine actually told me that in college. We were talking about sight, and it was actually a psychology class, and I forgot how we got onto the topic of it, but just the whole anatomy of the eye and how it works. It takes time to process it, flip the image right to your brain, then you process it, but it's still done in like a split second.
Yeah.
And so many times people will say, oh, my eyes are playing tricks on me. But this professor said that's not true. You saw something. You registered it because you saw something. So it's never, ever since he's told me that, it's never really, it's stuck with me, basically. So when you see something, you see it.
it's
just.
it's kind of like, well, it's also your mind trying to figure out what you saw. You know, it's kind of like when we were doing a show with Jose on The Haunting, and part of the movie, the way how they did the movie was it's like the house was a character in itself, and there's a part to where there's a lot of booming and like something's like beating on like the walls and things like that, and then there's moaning, and then the camera kind of like focuses on the wall. Well, it's just plaster on the wall, or maybe like a stucco or something like that, but like done like maybe in like the 1800s how they would just kind of like just do it, but where they focused on it kind of looked like a face, but that's what you kind of see. It's like it's not that they made that look like a face, it's just that part of the wall, it just that's what it just looks like to most people.
Your mind registers things that it recognizes.
Yeah, it's like looking at the clouds and stuff. You
call it matrixing is what the terminology that paranormal investigators use. When you see, like, oh, there's something in this mirror. It looks like a human face. Same thing like the wall.
Oh, they doing the Bloody Mary thing and stuff. But
yeah, but it's your mind sees something. And immediately translates it into something that it recognizes. So it's like, oh, it's it looks like a dog, so it's a dog. It's the shape of a dog, so it's a dog. Things like that. And but sometimes there's things that just they're not. Like, it's not something that you register. Like, you see it, you experience it, you see what's happening. And one of the things was, I guess this is the last thing that was really bizarre that happened here that I remember. Wendy and her mom were in the guest house. And they had heard some weird sound or some growling or something. It
was a growl. We actually had my baby niece with us. We were watching her that weekend, and Penelope was like just 3 months old, 6 months old, something like that. She was sitting on the bed, and we were playing with her on my mom's bed. You saw it when you were in there. She was laughing, and it was just such a pure, like, nice moment with the baby. And from behind the bed, it was a snarl. Like, it was this ugly, deep growl.
Like from a dog or from
it,
like something else,
bigger.
Like, bigger.
Something bigger. Something. Just, it sounded scary. My mom jumped back, and I grabbed Penelope off the bed immediately, and we just all kind of jumped back from the bed. I didn't want to look. I mean, but I did. There was nothing. I looked behind, and there was nothing, and we walked out. We came inside the main house, and
they came to get me. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Okay, all right.
It's called Mr. 45 is what it is.
So
exactly,
we heard a growl, blah blah, and Wendy's mom was like, what is it? And come over here. I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'll go see what it is. So I went. I was like, I don't understand. Maybe it was an animal. Maybe something was on the roof. I don't know.
But it was loud. It was loud and clear. It really sounded like it came from behind the headboard of the bed. And it sounded pissed off. Like, it did not, like, if we disrupted it. Like, if we were annoying whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I just kind of think, like, we were such in this pure, happy moment with a baby, right? You think babies, like, innocence, pureness.
It's kind of more of annoying, crying, crappy, kind of thing.
Fucking quiz.
Well, she was laughing and having a good, in her own little way, and it was just so sweet. And this ugly thing came out, and
so
I didn't really know what that was.
Wendy's mom is like old school, like Mexican, like like not Mexican. She's not Mexican, but the tradition of everything. Like
Yeah.
you know, you pray.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you do these things to cleanse, and so she was already doing. She was sweeping everything out of the room. Like get out. You're not. You know, so she
You're
was
not
doing.
welcome here.
You're not welcome.
Yeah.
Get out. And so she's doing this. I'm hearing her. She's getting holy water and throwing it everywhere. And I'm like, okay, well, I know exactly what this is. So I'm just like, but she's doing whatever, and I just walk
Got
out
the
door.
candles.
Yeah. So she's doing whatever she's doing to and it was evening time. It wasn't. There was some light out. It wasn't dark yet. Maybe one of the porch lights was on or whatever. And I walk down the front porch to the guest house where they were at, and so she's still sweeping stuff out. She's saying, get out, whatever, and doing her thing. And as I'm walking down the porch, I look in front of me, and so if you look over here on this other side of the other truck, back in that area, there was a chair that was laying. That was, for some reason, it was toppled over and it was on its side. I just never fixed it. But I was walking towards that way, and from the back of the house, I saw
Of the guest house.
House, right from the back of the guest house, I saw this rolling, sweeping thing. It was dark. It was black, like ground level, rolled across from right to left, sweeping, rolled, took like 2 turns, went behind the chair, and I was like, "Oh, it's a plastic bag." Instantly, I was like, "Oh, it's a plastic bag. Why is that plastic bag there?" But as soon as I was like acknowledged, hey, it's a plastic bag, it was gone. I was like, wait, is that an animal? Was that like a squirrel? What is that? And I just stayed there staring at the space where I saw this at, and there was nothing else there. But then I was like, what did I see? It was rolling, sweeping blackness, just rolling, and it looked like it was tumbling over. When behind the chair, disappeared. Like I said, I thought it was a black plastic bag that got picked up by the wind and rolled across. But I kept my gaze right at that area, and it was gone. Completely gone.
That's crazy. Well, it's trying to figure that out. That's big. That's the big thing, is just trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Apparently, your mom could sweep the shit out of some shit.
yeah, apparently.
Swept that motherfucker right out.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
And those things happen, man. There's dark entities, dark things that anybody can see these things. And
well, some people are more sensitive.
Yeah,
than
and
others,
some people don't ignore it, but I think they exist. Is it ghosts? I don't know. Is it demons? I don't know. But
something.
I think it has
There's
to.
definitely something.
Yeah, it has to do some sort of like energy that gets released and it creates something. Is it bad? I don't know. Is it good? Who knows?
Plenty of this universe that we have no idea of understanding at all whatsoever.
All right. Well, it's
Bob's getting antsy.
Oh, he's getting antsy.
He's getting antsy. The music's playing.
Gotta do the X outro. Let's get a extra with outro. All right. Well, Roger, Wendy, thank you for inviting Silvers here and allowing us to get these stories. So with me, the illustrious Nate.
So long.
I guess if you mind, like us, share, subscribe.
Hey, that's fucking weird.
Whoa,
wait, did we just have something go on there?
It might,
Yeah, we
maybe.
did.
I don't know.
There's literally a dead zone in the sound wave there.
That's weird.
That's
Is it a dead
nuts.
zone?
So even like we were talking during it, it's like nothing. It's like, that's crazy. It's still not recording.